Hi everyone, it's Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie, and today we are going to have a super cute One Card Wonder Wednesday featuring the Tag Buffet stamp set. Now before I get started on that, I want to make sure I share with you the 24-hour stamp sale is going on right now. It ends at midnight Mountain Time. So if you want some of these stamp sets that are on sale for 15% off, you need to do it before midnight Mountain Time. So make sure you head over to valeriesmith.stampinup.net, click shop now, and you will be taken to my online store, and then you'll be able to see which stamps are on sale. So I don't have the list in front of me, it's a very long list. So we are going to use the Tag Buffet stamp set because this is just super adorable. And I got it because I bought the Tag Buffet kit that I want to do a kit class with. But I thought, you know what, it doesn't have to be just used for tags. We can go ahead and make a card with it. So here is the card that we are going to make today. How cute is this little guy? I say little guy, but it's a regular size card and it's a fun fold. It has the gatefold, and on the inside we've got Merry Christmas and some little holly leaves. And then of course the gorgeous paper on the outside, just that red and green, I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we have our card base. Now this is the regular size card base. This is 8.5 wide by 5.5. But instead of scoring it in the middle at 4 1/4, you go in on each end and score it at 2 1/8 inches. And then once I score that side, I flip it around and score this side in at 2 1/8 because that's the easiest way for me to remember how to do it. So once you've got it scored, go ahead and fold it and use your bone folder and go over both of those sides. And that's okay if they overlap just a little bit. Mine, I must have did a little bit crooked. It's a little overlapping at the top, but that's okay because once we get our paper on there, it's gonna be just fine. Hi Diana, how are you tonight? I hope you got some rest today. All right, so we'll do the inside first and we will get that stamped and ready. So we are going to use that large sentiment, or no, not for the inside, sorry. We're going to use Merry Christmas for the inside. We'll use the large sentiment on the front. So we're going to use some real red ink. And for me, the easiest way to get this stamp straight, and I know I've got it on my block crooked, is to stand up and look at it as well and use my little lines here, kind of eyeballing it. And I want it as close to the center as I can possibly get it. And I got it straight. It looks straight anyway. And then go ahead and just set your real red ink aside. You don't need that again until we get to the front. Grab some garden green. And then just ink up those little holly leaves that are in that stamp set. And you've got the inside of your card. It's ready. How fantastic is that? It's super cute, super easy. But when you open that up, it just makes a bit of a statement, I think. All right, flip it over and just go ahead and put some adhesive on it. Probably should have checked to see if my ink was dry all the way before I flipped it over. Hopefully I didn't ruin it. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Just put that on the inside. And then for the designer series paper that I used on this, I used some of the Heartwarming Hugs designer series paper because I absolutely love the reds and greens in here because we've got garden green, we've got pear pizzazz, we've got real red, we've got whisper white. So the colors are just fabulous. So all we're going to do is layer these together. So I've got them cut for each side. The largest layer is 2 inches by 5 3/8, and this smaller layer that I'm putting adhesive on right now is 1 1/2 by 4 3/4. So just center that onto your layer and then you've got one side ready. Once you get everything cut, which really doesn't take too long, it's a matter of just layering everything together. Now I know like I've got several layers on here, but some of that is die cutting. So all you have to do is get some die cutting done, cut your layers, and then just start putting it together. It's super quick. And I absolutely love that sentiment on the front that says, "May the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness." I just think that that is a fantastic sentiment. All right, so go ahead, and I like to lay it back out and then put my little front pieces on. And it looks kind of silly because you're putting on each end, but you know, once you turn it back over and fold it, then you've got everything where it needs to be, right? Awesome. I think I got a little bit of adhesive on there. Got it. All right, now you've got 3 different stitched rectangles, and these are cut from the stitched rectangle dies. I have one in Pear Pizzazz, the next layer is Real Red, and then we have our Whisper White layer. On that Whisper White layer is where we are going to stamp that large sentiment in Real Red. So again, I have to stand up because this sentiment comes to both the left and the right sides of this, so you want to make sure that you get it right where you want it. Better straighten that out first, or I'm not going to get this straight. And what I'm doing here is, if you can see, you have the little lines on your grid. I'm making sure Memories, that S, is in line right here, and on the same line over here is where that C from Cherished goes, so I know it's straight. And like I said, it really fits just edge to edge, so you have to be really careful when you stamp that on this size. And I could have used the bigger size up, but then I felt like my layers were too big and it was going to hide all my Designer Series paper, so that's why I went with just a little bit smaller. All right, I'm going to close the Real Red because we are done with that. We're going to come back with the Garden Green, and we are going to stamp some of these little pine sprigs, because it just is a little too bare without anything on that Whisper White. So Garden Green, I did a big one on each side, and then there's a smaller one. I went ahead and did that one as well, on the top and the bottom. And then we are done with the Garden Green, and we're going to grab some Pear Pizzazz. Pear Pizzazz, I went ahead and did the other leaves. I'm not sure what kind of leaves these are. I don't think they're holly leaves. I really have no idea. But they look really cute when they're stamped on here, so I don't even care what kind of leaves they are. I just like the way they look when you get them stamped on here in Pear Pizzazz. And so now you've got that little bit of greenery, and once you layer those 3 together, it just looks really cute. You know, I said we were done with Garden Green, and we are not. We have to stamp a little bit more with that, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and put these layers together. So just whatever adhesive you want to use to layer that, the cardstock together. These 2 are just going to be flat, and then we will use dimensionals to put that Whisper White one on. But I'm not going to put it on yet. What I want to do is I want to show you how I get this on here without having adhesive everywhere. So I know that I only need half, not even quite half, because if you go more than half, then you're going to have adhesive that is going to go onto your other side. So I like to lay it down and count the little grids on my thing, on my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know I can't go past 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't go past this grid right here. So just take something. It could be something like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I know I can't go past that. If I go past that, and you'll see what I'm saying in just a second. So I'm gonna do a row over here of adhesive, and then I wanna do a row right here, not to that line, because if I go past that line, then my adhesive is gonna go over onto my other piece on the front. And now I know when I lay this down, it's in the perfect spot. And if you're making more than one of these at a time, you just lay it back down there and count 6. I should have marked the end of it, and then we could have just laid it in the same spot. But that's how I know. And now I don't have any adhesive showing, so it's not gonna stick my card closed. Yay, bonus. All right, take just a scrap piece of garden green, and we're gonna stamp those holly leaves one more time, and then we're gonna fussy cut them out, because there are no dies that go with this stamp set. So you have to fussy cut these out if you want them on anything. So definitely use a little scrap. And the easiest way for me when I cut these little leaves is to cut into 2 pieces, so I'm just doing one at a time and I don't have to worry about accidentally snipping the other one. And these are just quick little curves from these holly leaves. Oops. So it doesn't take too long to cut them out unless you're dropping them everywhere and not paying attention. And then we'll stick them on with some glue dots, because you know, I like me some glue dots. And it's actually easier because you can layer the 2 leaves onto one glue dot, and you're using less adhesive that way. You're saving some of your adhesive instead of trying to put one glue dot for each leaf. So just grab your roll of glue dots. I don't know if you can see the little dot on there or not, but just lay one partially across that little dot, and then your other leaf goes right over that other half of that glue dot, and it's perfect. Just scoop it off. I was gonna say we can hold on to it, but now we can put it on there. It's fine if we put it on there right now. And then grab some dimensionals for the back. Again, using some of my little scrap pieces so I can use up this whole sheet. And I just did for this 1 on each corner and 1 in the center, and that seemed to be enough. I didn't have to worry about it sagging in the middle. It worked just fine. And we'll go ahead and just put that in the center. We're going to use some of the Real Red rhinestones, or red rhinestones. It doesn't say real red, but they are. They're real red. At least I think they are. And we're just going to put 3 of them. I'll put 2 right up next to the holly leaves, and then I'll put a 3rd one there. Kind of that traditional little holly leaf that we always see with 3 berries. Now this ribbon is Real Red, and it is the braided linen trim, one of my new faves. Now what I like about this ribbon is it's super easy to tie a bow, and your bow stays, but it's a little more rustic looking. It's not shiny, it's not flashy, but it adds just a little something something to your cards. And like I said, it's pretty easy to keep your bow, or pretty easy to tie your bow. Right, just trim it on a little angle. I don't need this one quite so long. And then I just use those glue dots again. Just stick your bow right onto the glue dot. Scoop it up with your take your pick tool. Add it to the corner, and you're finished. How gorgeous is that? You've got the Merry Christmas on the inside. You've got that awesome sentiment on the outside. What a super fun card. I'm gonna leave it open so you can see that inside. But who wouldn't love to get something like that in the mail? I think that's really pretty. I hope you enjoyed today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. Don't forget about the stamp sale that's going on through midnight Mountain Time tonight. Head over to ValerieSmith.StampinUp.net so you can take advantage of all those good deals. There's 15% off a lot of fantastic stamp sets. So now is the time to get those stamp sets while the sale is hot. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.